What's up, guys? Will H, and today I'm going to be doing a follow-up on the Google Home speaker. So I've been using the Google Home speaker for about a week now, so I want to give my opinion on the speaker so far. Now, this is Google's first traditional speaker released in several years. This speaker has Gemini AI and moves on past the Google Assistant, which makes this so much better in my opinion. Now let's go ahead and start off talking about the hardware and design. So as you guys see, it has a snowball-like design here. It measures 4.2 inches wide, 3.4 inches tall, and it has a 3D knitted fiber cover. And it's made from recycled material, which gives it a premium look in my opinion. And on the bottom of it, by the light ring here, you have a rubberized portion here that sits on the desk, keep it from slipping.
The mic's off.
You also have your mute switch right there that will turn the mic off. So now this moves on from the old traditional Mini right here. I think this is so much more better looking than this right here. Even the material right there, this stuff here, although mine's held up well, I just think this is more refreshing right here. Now it comes in cool colors such as hazel, bearish, jade, and porcelain, so it has some fun colors as well. It has a dynamic light ring wrapped around the base of it, which shifts colors depending on the speaker's state. It'll be white while listening, cycling blue and purple while processing, and orange when muted, which mine is right now. So let's talk about connectivity and highlights. This features Matter and Thread. It has a built-in Thread border router to support Matter protocol out of the box, which allows it to act as a local hub for smaller Nest Home sensors, shades, and door locks, without having to rely on cloud computing or heavy Wi-Fi band. So you're going to be able to connect to your door locks and things like that as well. All right, guys, so let's talk about sound quality now. This has a 58 millimeter driver that delivers clear, rich, room-filling sound that easily beats out other speakers in this category, especially this little guy right here. Although some say that Google should have used a dedicated midwoofer and tweeter, this sounds great to me. It puts out very nice sound, and like I said, it is room-filling. So let's listen at the speaker and give a little sample of how the speaker sounds. So I'm going to play some non-copyright music from somewhere and let you guys see how it sounds. Play some non-copyright music from YouTube Music.
Got it. Check out this YouTube music station based on non-copyright music now playing on Kitchen Speaker.
Hey Google, lower the volume halfway. Hey Google, raise the volume all the way. So as you guys see, it has plenty of bass. The mids and highs sound great as well. 306-degree sound there. And the touch controls work great as well. It's kind of a little hard for me to find them sometimes, but eventually they work great when you do find them. So speaker sound quality sounds great to me. So, all right, guys, so next let's talk about processing. Processing is done local. It has 1 gigabyte of RAM, 4 gigabytes of eMMC storage, so it can process basic local commands. Okay, guys, so next we're going to talk about Gemini AI. Now, that is a defining characteristic of this speaker. You can have natural conversations. It excels at context awareness. You can string together multiple queries together without repeating the wake word. Now that feature is not on directly out of the box. You have to go to your Google Home app, go to your profile over here. Once you get into the profile, you have to go to Home Settings, let that come up, and then go down to Gemini Home Voice Assistant, and you see continued conversations here. You have to toggle this on. Otherwise, it will not have the continued conversation out of the box. At least mine was like that. So here's a little sample of the continued conversation right here. Let's try it out. What are the ingredients to making French toast?
For classic French toast, you'll need bread, eggs, milk, sugar, vanilla extract, and ground cinnamon. If you'd like to continue with the process, are you ready for the measurements?
Can you tell me, do I need to use a certain kind of bread?
While you can use most types of bread, thick-cut, sturdy options like brioche, challah, or Texas toast are the best choice. These hold their shape well and soak up the custard without falling apart, whereas thinner sandwich breads can become too soft. If your bread is fresh, you can dry it out in the oven for a few minutes to help it absorb the mixture better. Would you like the measurements for the custard now?
No, I'd like to know how long this would take.
Preparing the mixture and dipping the bread takes about 5 minutes, and cooking the slices takes another 3 to 4 minutes per batch. Would you like the measurements for the egg and milk mixture now?
No, I think I have it. Can you tell me the weather for today in my area?
It's 82 degrees and mostly cloudy in Alexandria. Expect a high of 89 today with a slight 10% chance of rain.
Thank you. That's all I need.
Ending our chat.
Okay, as you guys see, it works great. That feature is very nice. You can, just like you're talking to another person, it responds very quickly, as you guys see. So if you have the Google TV streamer, you can pair two of these together and get some nice stereo sound out of them. You can also pair these with other Nest speakers as well. And Google Premium or Standard comes 6 months free. And after that, it'll be $10 a month. You can also get Google Advanced for $20 a month. But overall, so far, the speaker has been great for me. I'm thinking about picking up another one. But yeah, man, that's my look. Follow up on the Google Home speaker. Catch you guys in the next video. Will H. I'm out.